Hello guys, good morning. If you are active, drop it in the comment section, and if you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me in the comment section so that we can get started immediately. Good morning guys. Good morning. You're welcome guys. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome guys. If you are new here, this is our live session every Saturday. We all do it every Saturday, and what we just come to do is make analysis on what we are seeing in the market. We're going to be picking 2 to 3 assets that we're going to be making analysis on, just to see what is happening in the market, and also for you to learn from the analysis and how to make your analysis. So if you are new here, do not forget to click on the subscribe button, and if you've always been here, you are absolutely welcome guys. You are absolutely welcome again. So let's get started. Whatever asset you want me to analyze, drop it in the comments. I'm going to be picking 2 to 3 from the comments, and we are going to be making analysis on it. So whatever analysis you want me to make, whatever asset you want me to make analysis on, drop it in the comments. I'm going to be picking the most mentioned one. Drop it in the comments. So let's get started with the one we have on the screen right now. Okay, so this is volatility 25, and of course I am always saying it that there is nothing we can do except we check what the higher time frame is telling us. So of course we're going to be starting up from the higher time frame, which is volatility 25, 24 hours time frame. So what do we see on the 24 hours time frame? Where is our last break of structure on the 24 hours time frame? So our last break of structure is obviously to the upside. Our last break of structure is to the upside. So since this is our last break of structure, automatically we are not expecting market to come back and take this low. If market comes back to take this low, it means that we have a change of character. That is, market is about to change the structure. So we are marking out that low, and currently you can see the market has not taken out that low. So we still have our current trend to the upside. Our current trend is still to the upside. So what are we going to be looking at next? I'm going to be going on the mid time frame, and I'm going to be looking at what market is doing. Now, from what we are seeing on this 24 hours time frame, before I go to the mid time frame, you can see that market is giving us a failed higher high. We didn't come back to break this high. Market is giving us a failed higher high. This high is unable to break this particular high. So it means that this low is not safe. This low that created the high that refused to give us higher high, it automatically means that that low is not safe. Since market is unable to use this high to create a new higher high, it means that this particular high and this particular low is not safe based on what market is currently giving this impulse to the downside. And I am seeing a fair value gap. I'm seeing a fair value gap here that I'm going to be marking out on the 24 hours time frame. I'm seeing somebody making mention of BTC. The only asset we are making analysis today, being Saturday, is actually synthetic indices. This live session is dedicated for synthetic indices. So our live session for currency pair is going to be starting soon, and I'm going to be dropping the link inside the channel also, so do not miss that. There you can request for BTC, you can request for anything currency pairs, but for now we are still focused on building on synthetic indices. Let's gain a good ground on synthetic indices. Probably by next week we're going to start dropping the link for currency pair. It's going to be just for currency pairs and crypto. So we're going to dedicate a day to make analysis for currency and crypto. Then today is still going to be, today being Saturday, is still going to be dedicated to making analysis on synthetic indices. So drop assets for synthetic indices. Okay, so on this 24 hours time frame, just like I was saying, I am seeing fair value gap already. I am taking note of that fair value gap. Since this low is not safe and this is where I am expecting market to come back to and break. Now, if market automatically breaks this low, this is where we have potential break of structure. But when market takes this low, it could possibly be aunt of liquidity. We could just have something like this. We could have something like this. And market will continue to the upside. However, in whatever the case may be, we are not going to predict for the market. We are just going to follow exactly what the market is doing. So currently, I am just expecting it to come back and break this low. Okay, I am expecting it to come back to break this low because this low is automatically weak since we are unable to create a new higher high. So I am taking note of my fair value gap here because I'm looking for an area where I could use to continue the sell until we take this low. So I already took note of this fair value gap. I'm just going to go to the mid time frame. And I love to use my 4 hours for the mid time frame. So let's go to 4 hours for mid time frame. So you can see that where we have our last real break of structure was here. This was where we had the last real break of structure. Every other movement to the downside, all of this high is what we call the range structure. We call it the range structure, and it means that if market gives us the intent to buy, we are not expecting it to come back and break this high because of course we already see a low that is already weak. So what I am more of is I am more of a sell person right now because we have a weak low that we need to get taken out. Market already changed structure. Until market proves me otherwise, I am still more of a sell person for now. So this is the liquidity I am expecting market to come back to take, and then it would come back to this zone. Just give me something like this, like this, and then we continue to break that low, right? That is what I am currently expecting. But from what market is giving right now, it is not giving the intention to come back to break this high. There is no intention yet. Intention in the sense that let it give us a small change of character around this place. And when a small change of character happens, we know the market is ready to move and clear our liquidity. But for now, it has not given that intention. So I am going to go to 30 minutes time frame, and I am going to look at how we can make continuation from this particular move the market is currently giving. So I'm going to go to 30 minutes time frame. All right, so this is 30 minutes time frame. Where do we have our last break of structure? Our last break of structure is to the downside. This is our last break of structure, broken with a body candle on the 30 minutes time frame. All of this place has been filled. You can see where market eventually used for that continuation of the sell. This is liquidity that has been taken. Market took out this liquidity. So it means that on this 30 minutes time frame, our last break of structure is still to the downside. Until market breaks this high, that is when we will have intention for us to go to the upside. Until market breaks this high, that is when we can say we have the intention to go upward to where we are talking about. But currently, On 30 minutes time frame, our last break of structure is to the downside. So how do we get an entry? Is there a place market is likely to come back to? Yes. I am expecting it to take this high. This high as liquidity. Then I am expecting it to come here and make a good reaction, give us a change of character, then we start selling. I am expecting a change of character here. Then we start selling till we take this particular low. This is my target for this one. This low is my target. And that is it for volatility 25. I hope it is well understood, guys. Drop it in the comments if you understand everything I have said about this particular asset. Then we are going to be moving to the next asset. All right, so we have step 100. Whatever asset you want me to analyze, keep dropping it in the comments. So I'm going to be going over to step 100 right now. Step 100. Alright, so let's go to 24 hours time frame. So our last break of structure for step 100. Our last break of structure is obviously to the downside. Alright, so this is our last break of structure, right to the downside. So since this has been broken, right, market can come to this fair value gap to fill it up eventually. So I'm just going to be listing out that I'm going to be marking out that fair value gap. Then I'm going to go to my 4 hours time frame. What is market currently doing on 4 hours time frame? Okay, so we are currently reacting at a good point. And market has given us a change of character. Market has given us a change of character here. But let me tell you something, right? After market takes out this low I'm marking out right now. After market takes it out, I am expecting it to come back and use this high as the inducement. Then come back to this fair value gap I just marked out. So I am expecting this particular movement to be a creation of inducement, because I am expecting market to come back to this fair value gap to fill up every other places that is not balanced. So what is currently happening right now is inducement creation, and we have to break this low to the downside for us to have the inducement creation. So we had a change of character to the downside. Markets eventually came back and gave us inducement take. Inducement take, and you can see that we came back to sweep this low. So I'm just going to go on 30 minutes. This is not going to be hard at all. 30 minutes. Okay, I am expecting it to come back here on 30 minutes to that zone of interest. This is our liquidity. This is liquidity. And that is it for step 100. This is it for step 100. I am just expecting it to come back to this zone. Okay, so this is it for step 100. Let's go to the next one, step 500. Let's go to step 500. All right, 24 hours time frame. What's 24 hours time frame telling us? 24 hours is telling us that we add this to the downside. We add this to the downside. Liquidity. Liquidity. This I is the liquidity, and you can see that it has been taken, but of course we need a confirmation before we can say that is a valid area of reaction. So let's go to 4 hours time frame and see clearly what market is doing. All right, so this is 4 hours time frame. So what I'm expecting on this 4 hours time frame is the fact that now this is equivalent double top. There is a name some people call it, I think structure change or something, I don't know, but this is a relative double top, and from what I am seeing on 24 hours time frame, it is not really a good area for us to say we want to start selling right now, because this is our last break of structure to the upside. If there's any low market should give us, change of character for us to know that we would start selling, it is this low. So currently I am still saying that market came back to take structure, to take liquidity. That is what I am currently saying. I'm saying that market came back to take liquidity, and we had this change of character, and we are proceeding to the upside. That is what I am seeing in the market currently. So I'm going to be going to 30 minutes where I'm going to be finalizing my view as regards this, because the sell and the buy is currently on 50-50 for me. I can't say you should sell and I can't say you should buy right now. So from what I am seeing here, market is reacting at a very good fair value gap. But that does not justify that we are selling. Market came back to take this low as liquidity. Okay, we've not had a break of structure. It is still with wick. Market is still breaking it with wick. So when we have a break of structure here, I'm just going to look for a little buy continuation. Let's see where market is currently reacting. This is a fair value gap here also. So I'm going to be checking 2 hours time frame to make the final verdict. All right, based on these 2 hours, I'm still expecting market to come back and reach these 2 highs as stop ons. I'm expecting it to come back and take these 2 highs as stop ons. I'm not expecting a deep move to start with something like this. So I'm still expecting market to come back up, take out these 2 highs, and then we start selling. That is what I am currently expecting on volatility on step 500. Let's have a take of these 2 highs and then we can look for a sell continuation. So let's see the next asset we're going to be making analysis on. So I'm going to be picking VIX 15, and that is the last asset I am going to be making analysis on, guys. I'm sorry, next time I'm going to be picking from every other person asset. Okay, so let's go to volatility 50. Short on 50. Okay, let's see. So 24 hours time frame. I think we made analysis on this volatility 50 the last live session we did, and we obviously said our last break of structure was to the downside. Markets came back to take liquidity. We had change of character to the downside. It was very obvious. We came back to our fair value gap. Now we are having change of character. Market is giving us change of character, making signal to us to look for a sell continuation. The last time I think we made analysis on this. So let's go to 4 hours time frame, which is our mid time frame. Why markets used for this continuation was a very good area here. So our last break of structure internally is to the downside. We have fair value gap, which eventually will come back to be filled, but that is not going to come back to be filled until there's an intention. So let's go to 2 hours time frame. All right, on the 2 hours time frame, we came back to take some wicks. We came back to take this week. So I am more of a sell person here, but we need to be strategic about our entry. So let's go to 30 minutes. Alright, so I am going to be looking forward to enter from a minute, please. This sell has gone too far, and if I say you should enter now, your stop loss will be very high, so don't even try it. So let's wait for a retracement back here. I'm waiting for a retracement back here. Don't try entering now, but if you've entered before, you are on a good path. So I'm just expecting a little retracement. We've gone too far. We didn't see this too early. Wait for a retracement back here, then continue the sell. That is what I am currently saying on volatility 50. So if you have a question, drop it in the comments. Let's treat question before we call it a day, guys. If you have any question, drop it in the comments. How was today's live session? Do you enjoy it? Do you want more of this? So drop your comments in the comment section, guys, and let's have a peaceful weekend. Alright, somebody said, please, madam, carve out a little time to analyze the step 500 for scalpers only. or give little tips for scalpers. Personally, I'm not a scalper, and my strategy does not work for scalpers. So my strategy works mostly for intraday traders. That is what I always tell my students. My strategy works for intraday traders, not somebody that will get in a that will get in 5 minute time. You would want to go out of the market. No, that's like gambling for me, for my strategy. So I work more with intraday setup, and that is why you would see that I don't just call any trade unless the trade will give you at least good funds and all of that. But I don't just call any trade. I wait patiently for market to give me the intraday setup so that I can actually look for it. If I was a scalper, I would have, in fact, called a lot of trades for you guys today, but I majorly make my analysis and it is basically for intraday traders. I'm so sorry about that. So personally, my strategy does not work for scalpers. It works for intraday traders and swing traders. Alright guys, if there is no question, we're going to be calling it a day. Have an amazing weekend guys, and do not always forget to join our daily live sessions from Mondays to Fridays by 10 p.m. where you just come to meet other traders and you share your bias and analysis together. So join the Telegram group, join the Telegram channel if you are not in our channel. Join the Telegram channel to be able to have access to the live session. Have an amazing weekend guys. I'm going to see you next week Saturday by 9 a.m. Have an amazing day guys.